Great. We'll start off with Greg Logan from Newsday.
Landry, Kyrie made a comment the other night about having, he's a little concerned that there might be some racial tension in Boston Friday night that he might have experienced there in the past. In your brief NBA experience, is Boston a different environment compared to many of the other places you travel in the league? And are you worried about the nature of the reception?
If by different, if you're implying anything of the racial, remarks you made, I don't know. I haven't personally experienced anything. I do know that Boston's fans are very passionate. One of my favorite arenas to play in. Arenas are opening back up. People are getting out in public again. Been cooped up for over a year. So, people, it's all new right now, right? So I don't know. Who knows? People might act out. They might not. That's out of our control. Obviously, going into these games and stuff and seeing fans and having them all here, we've all taken it for granted. And I think fans have too, so you just hope for, the best fan experience possible. They're having fun, enjoying themselves, not crossing any lines, acting right. That's what you want, obviously. So anything outside of that, you can't really control. It happens. But Boston, I don't know. In that regard, I haven't experienced anything.
Thank you.
Ryan Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Landry. Twofold. One, I was curious whether that was something that Kai had discussed with you all, or whether you guys have discussed it with Kai, what he was expecting or anticipating and whatnot. And secondly, how do things change rotation? I mean, not rotation wise, but just how you guys are going to play and be able to do without having Jeff Green for the next at least 10 days.
Yeah. Kai hadn't really spoken to me about it, the return or whatever. I don't know if there's much speaking that needs to be happening regarding it. I mean, anytime anybody goes back to their last team's arena the first time, it's going to be a hostile crowd, hostile environment. You can go down the list, it's just, there's more energy there when a superstar comes back for the first time. So you expect some good, you expect some bad. That's all part of it. But he hasn't really spoken to us about it. I don't think there's any necessary reason to, honestly. That's kind of that. And then with Jeff, obviously him being out, that hurts, sucks. But we've dealt with adversity and guys being in and out of lineups all year. So luckily we've, had 72 games to kind of combat that and have that in our utility belt.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Landry, in the last, 24 or so hours, I think a fan threw popcorn at Russell Westbrook. And then last night at Madison Square Garden, a fan spits towards Trae Young. I'm wondering for you, have you ever had any, maybe not altercations, but instances where fans cross that line with you? And what have you made from just the developments that we've seen? I think Madison Square Garden banned the fan. I think in Philly, they banned the fan as well. Just what have you made of those specific instances that happened overnight pretty much?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, like I said, people have been cooped up for over a year. And some of these are the first times they've been in, if you throw any person in an arena with 15,000 people after they've been in their house for a year, I think a lot of people are just acting different, and that's just part of, this crazy ass year we've had. So me personally, I haven't had anything, thrown on me. Luckily nobody spit at me and you get the little remarks here and there, the kind of foul remarks that some people are going to say, whether they've been drinking too much or they're just, they don't get it. They lose themselves in the atmosphere of the game. There's things that are said that cross the line, but part of that is just the fan engagement, and that kind of gets you going sometimes. The talk isn't as much of the problem. there's obviously a line there where, you talk about families and, stuff that doesn't need to be spoken on, then okay, I can see that. But some of the talk you just talk, but obviously you hate to see the things that happen in the last 24 hours, people throwing things, spitting on people. You never want that. So hopefully it'll be good moving forward.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Landry, you guys are 13-1 in games where Joe Harris scores 20 or more points. I'm just wondering, do you look at his shooting almost like as a thermometer for the offense, given the track rate you guys have when he's hot from three?
I just think it's really hard to beat us if our fourth option, Joe Harris is, hitting 7 threes. Like it's tough. I mean, what are you going to do? And then you're trying to take that away, but then Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving are on the floor too. Like it's what do you do? So when he gets in rhythm, nothing fires me up more than that. I love him knocking down shots early. I love shooting. I love it. The energy in there, it gets guys going. You just love to see it. So he's definitely, he's the X factor for sure. I think he knows that. Anytime a fourth guy like that can get going, it makes it hard to guard us.
David Chinelato with La Gazzetta dello Sport.
Hey, Landry, going back to the fans, but I hope in a positive way. How was it like to get them back, filling the arena like they did in Game 1 and Game 2? And what do you expect in a no-style environment like Boston for Game 3?
That's why we do what we do. Play at the highest level to feel like you're on the biggest stage and feel that environment and, really get the full effect. So having fans in there was great, felt more comfortable. We all took that for granted, having that every night and then going a year without it. And then finally fans coming back into the arenas, it feels good. This will obviously be our first time at a, fuller capacity hostile environment, and that's part of it too. It's fun going on the road and trying to get a win and battle not only the other team, but knowing everybody else in the arena wants to see you fail. So these are all variables that go into what makes basketball fun, what makes basketball, and it's good to have it closer to a fuller picture.
Thanks, Landry. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.